Okay, so I have not looked at this at all. I wanted to kind of like look at it blindly, essentially. Also, my game might lag a little bit at first. My Overwatch is a little weird. So, I think the very first thing I would say, and it's fine initially because I don't think anyone would ever be around yet. Just be careful on super jumping when you don't know what they have on their team. Because if they have a sniper, an Ash, hit scan, whatever, it could be really bad.
I have my eye on you. Enhancing your strength. Combat systems super cute. Sorry.
Okay, and there's nothing you can do about that Genji. Their entire team was there. He just had to get out. I think the biggest thing I feel like is what you're gonna need to like work on would just be your positioning in general. And I believe you said you were on controller too, which I play controller on PC, so nothing wrong with that. I just kind of want to see what your positioning is like first. You also move around a lot, which can sometimes actually be bad. Again, it kind of just depends on what they're running. Cause like here, this isn't a great spot. So see if I can I'm using my controller right now actually. So you want to be behind your teammates. And right now, you're pretty much in front of both teammates that are over here. So you're gonna be the first target to be looked at. Now, instead of like just going around, jumping around like in front of them, if you like moving and if that's something you want to do a lot, that's fine. But make sure you're using cover because you could have like you can like move back and forth from here and you can kind of help them a bit easier too. See that? And this way your beam will connect if you're right here. And if you're out back here, none of them can see you. None of them are going to look at you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you died here, but at the same time, it is quick play. You might not just because it's not as intense, but you always want to try and look for cover. You always want to try and play around cover. You don't want to see the enemy team. If you see the enemy team, they see you. If that makes sense. Okay, you got out. Well, that's good. You got out. That's good. And you're also standing a little close to people. Mercy's beam length does go pretty far. If I was you right here, I'd reposition to like right here. So this way, if they do start kind of looking at you, you can kind of hide right here. And Mercy's beam goes through walls for I think it's like 2 seconds or something. So you can abuse that too. I will like here if you want to heal your hog, you can heal him here, kind of step back for a second or two, and then reconnect it, step back, and it won't ever disconnect like physically. It'll always be on him. The only thing with this, I'd say be careful. People can camp reses. I personally don't like to res that much because a lot of times people die in bad spots. Um, However, this doesn't look like the worst spot, but it could have been. These three people could all like be right here just kind of waiting. I'm just trying to think. They did back up though. So that's fine. But just be aware that that could be an issue that you run into. Ooh, honestly, I like that. If you like use this, you should definitely use this a bit more. This is a really, really good spot. Um, because if you're up here kind of healing them, these guys can't see you. And you can play around this again for cover. That's like the biggest thing. I think cover is going to be something that you want to work on. Ooh, are you going to go up here? Yeah, honestly, you could easily stay up there. See, I think something like that was nice too, where you kind of were up and you went over this ledge. I think that was good too. This is a little scary. If she's better, you guardian angeling towards her could be really bad. She could stick you with the aimbot thing and then just melt you. Just to be aware of like what could happen. Just because it didn't happen doesn't mean that you teabagged. Just because it doesn't happen doesn't mean it can't happen when like people are a bit better.
Never die. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah, this is a good res. You're in cover. They can't really see you. You have some good damage boost, that's good. Definitely here, this one's a little nitpicky, but it can be very useful. I don't know if you know how to stop your guardian angel, but if you press it again, you'd stop it and you won't go through this. And I'm not saying that you don't, maybe you just didn't like think about it, but because this could have been bad. Like you get sucked in and then there's two people looking straight at you. And you do take a little bit of damage, so it could have been worse than what it was. I'd say the biggest things with Mercy is her positioning and her ability to survive. That is what's gonna separate you from other Mercy players, and that's what's gonna make you a better Mercy player. At the base, there's still a lot more that contributes to a really good Mercy, but if you get those two things down, you're looking like really solid.
Damage intensified. Help, I am under attack. We must accelerate.
And I think since I want to work more on like your positioning and like the LOS you have with the enemy team. There's definitely like some nitpicky things I could do, but I think the main focus would just be the positioning and whatnot. Okay, good damage boost. She was probably gonna die like instantly there. Maybe flash heal could have. Okay, this is what I'm saying when I don't like to res. I don't like to res often, I should say. Sorry, I'm like on my controller trying to do. So she died, whatever. Most likely you wouldn't have been able to, you know, do anything about that. Now, remember in the first round with the Genji that you resed, I said could have been bad because they could just be like staying here? This is exactly what I mean. I don't know too. You might have been able to res a little bit like closer to here. I don't know because I'm not like the one playing. But even then, this is a very, very scary res. Because she's just looking right at you. Yep, okay. I was like, if you got out of there, if you survived that, that definitely would have been a very lucky res. Now, don't get me wrong. Risky reses can definitely work, right? It does. You just have to be able to assess which ones are worth it and which ones aren't. That's the only thing. So it does work out. But were we thinking that, oh, okay, I'll be able to get this off and I'll be fine? Or were we thinking like, I'm just gonna go for it because whatever? I do reses where I'm like, I know I'm going to die, but I know this is gonna be worth it. Or you know, sometimes I'm like, maybe I can get this off, and then I end up dying and then it doesn't work out. It happens, right? It's just something to think about. They do have Sierra, Xion. I don't think it's too bad to be, what's it called? I don't think it's too bad to be, like, super jumping, but you also do want to keep in mind your cooldown management. Since it is, like, a 2-second cooldown, in case you need to get out, it can be kind of, like, you know, if you're using your cooldown unnecessarily, it can cost you your life. I want to see what happens here. I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, so, what I would be doing here, I wouldn't be super jumping. They're about to, like, fight us. We can see Ram walking. We can see that guy. Is that Xion? Way over there. The Life Weaver. I would be sitting in here. I would be... You could kind of... I don't think you'd want to stay over here. I would probably be more so over here, to where most of my LOS from the enemy team is blocked, and you can still reach Hog from this point. So, if we were in here, we could heal our Juno. We would heal her right here. We'd probably flash heal her. And then maybe she wouldn't feel like she needed to go here. But if our Juno does go over there, we don't follow her. Though I do think that might be a duo. And again, in quick play, you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you're looking to improve, if our Juno goes this way rather than back, or like we would be, like where this Hog is going, we leave her. Because she is 100% dead. All these people right here are, look at 3, 4 people. I don't know if this guy's actually looking. This guy might be looking at Hog. I don't know why. But a bunch of people are looking at her. We let her die. We let her die because there's no saving her. And instead, I think they actually start looking at you too. Yeah, they start looking at you. So if we're here, we're safe. And we can get out, we can help our Hog. Possibly our Genji is going in, so that's where positioning and maybe not super jumping as much could help you. See, and now our Hog. Alright, so our Xion got a pick. Now imagine if you were back here and this is where you backed up. You said, I'm sorry, Juno, I can't help you. Look what's happening. They're all forced into this small space. We would be right here with our team. Look, we got half health, we got full health, we got full health. I would assume that if you're here, you practically win this fight. Your team might win this, but they have both their supports, and you guys don't have either support. So, right now, I feel like this is in the favor of the enemy team, but if you were here, I think this would actually be in favor of you guys. I want to see what happens. Okay. Okay, Xion got a pick, but your Genji died. But that can be the difference of, like, just better positioning.
My mistake.
And not to say that you're fully at blame or your duo is fully at blame. It's just decisions that we can make that can really make a difference in the game. Because everyone's bound to make mistakes. I don't want you to think, like, oh,
Yes.
I have to do everything perfect. You don't have to do everything perfect.
Amplifying your power. Combat systems optimized.
The Adamantine is mine.
Hyperring deployed.
Okay, so you do know the whole stopping the Guardian Angel. I saw that you did that. This is good. This is a good thing. You should be damage boosting this. Right? I don't want to get too into this, but like you following her, I'm fine with this. It's going for a little flank. You started damage boosting. Keep damage boosting. She's nowhere. She's barely taken any damage. Right here is where you heal and you flash heal. I would definitely try to flash heal a little sooner, just because there is a little bit of a delay, but this was good. Following your Xion, healing, she's dead. Oh, you almost got out. It looked like you were gonna do what I would have done. So right here, honestly too, this is where, again, positioning can really help. Get this. So, this is what I would have done. We're with our Xion. That's good. You saved her. You helped her. You did your job. Right here, when you're up, look where you could go. You could go right on top of here. Right? You can go right on top of here. You can kind of like go over the ledge a little bit and help your Xion. And since beam doesn't break for a couple seconds through this, it would be like you'd be on her. And she gets up. She goes around. And you can still be up here and helping her. And then they won't be looking at you. And you have LOS of a lot of different people, right? When you're up here. So you can see her. She dies. You can even stay up here and just start damage boosting your Genji. You could fly out to her. It creates better escapes too. So she dies. And what I thought you were going to do, I don't know, maybe you were trying to, maybe the body got in the way, because sometimes that happens to me too. I thought you were going to try and go for Juno. Which it looks like you wanted to, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe this got in the way. Maybe it just happened a little too fast for you to where, like, the reaction time wasn't there. But that's where positioning can really save you.
Heroes never die.
Okay, very risky res, but it could be worth it. You unfortunately didn't get it off. I'm trying to think. I want to see what I would have done in this situation. So I probably would have healed. I probably would have flash healed her. Let's see. Flash healed her. You don't need to touch, but like I said, I'm thinking you're just going for a res, which it can work. But I think if I'm you and I see all of them right here, I just am like, okay, no, I'm gonna go back for a little bit. Because we have time to touch. And your Bastion's coming. Who can easily melt some of these people if you're damage boosting. So it could just, it's just unlucky decision. I think if this was overtime, you rezzing there is kind of what you would have had to do. You'd have to touch, you'd have to get a tank back. But since we have 2 DPS and we're in Velox so they both can get damage boosted and healed, I think you should stay with them. Like I said, granted it almost worked, but I think in overtime that would have been the right play. Because look at this, we still have so much time. We still don't have to touch yet. And you could have been alive to help your team. So now Xion's going in. And we could have helped her, we could have been up here. And that's okay though.
This is our final chance. We can do this. You call it?
Okay, I like that. See, super jumps like that, or like movement, I should say, it's not a super jump. Movements like that are really good too, especially if you like to move around a bit more. Which I will say, as Mercy, you should always be moving. It's just not necessarily, you shouldn't always be like guardian angel to someone. Just make sure you're just always constantly moving, which I don't think you have a problem with that.
This is our final chance.
Doing the boost to get forward, that's good too. But I don't mind this. I do this too. I go back and forth. You don't even open yourself up to damage. That's good. Honestly, staying behind this too is a good habit to have. It kind of like reinforces that idea of like cover. I don't mind that. Though I will say move like strafe, like right, left, right, left. You don't know. They could come out on a Sombra. They could come out on a Tracer. You never know. So, and if you're just like sitting like that, you become a really easy target. I like that you're following her here. You did get a little close, but you backed up, which is good. And now look, now she got a pick. I think that was good. Yeah, I was gonna say, we see our critical Bastion. He's gonna die. That's just... Okay, be careful with this. Your first instinct when you were getting shot, which, by the way, you are a bit close. You could move back here and help her out. Yeah, I would be sitting, like, either like this to where you can't really see anybody and you can kind of like move back and forth. You can kind of look around, make sure no one's like, you know, coming up on you. And then your Xion drops and you're getting shot at. What I would do is I'm going to be like, okay, Xion has some cooldowns to get her out, I'm sure. But she dropped, that's her decision. I'm not going to risk my life for a possibly stupid play by her. And again, if you're duoed with anyone, I'm not saying that they're being stupid or anything. It's just, it's not the best idea to just drop like this, right? And so I'm gonna like save myself. What I would do is I'd kind of stay back here for a second and see what's going on, because we can still help her. When she's down there and we're up here, our beam can still kind of lock onto her. Do you see this? And then if we would get pressured out a little bit, all we'd have to do is kind of go behind this corner and just kind of like do a strafe peek out to help her. Because if we're doing this, we put ourselves in the line of fire of 3 people, which I would feel like you die here. Also, what is on here? Is that someone dead? That's their shit. Okay, I don't know why her body's right there. I wouldn't be surprised if you died here. And if you don't die here, it's probably just because the enemy team isn't that great. Because do you see, you two are the only ones, you're half health, your entire team is back here. But if you're up there, you can help her. If she dies, she dies. You know, it is what it is. So I'm actually really curious to see if you like die here or not. Like, the Lifeweaver should absolutely be focusing you right there. I don't know why he's not shooting at you, but in any other situation, that should be like what happens. So I will say, it is lucky that you got out. I don't mind the super jump too much. Just be careful about floating down when there's, you know, like a Xion. There's this guy who can shoot you. Just be mindful. That one looked like it messed up. That one looked like you were trying to come back, I think. And sometimes my stuff does that too. Because I could see Guardian Angel and then like going off to the right would be good. But I think you also are trying to super jump, it looks like, which wouldn't be the best choice. But it could have just been like your stuff got messed up. And that happens, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Okay, damage boosting there. Really good. I would start healing him now. Leave your hog. Leave your hog until he comes into better LOS. This is fine. Again, I want you to be back further, though. You're very, very close. Mercy beam length can go decently far. And you should be healing him right now. That's okay. Very lucky that you got out. I think, again, it's just the positioning issue. This is a good position. See this? Oh, he died, though. That sucks. If he doesn't die here, this would actually be a really good reposition if he stayed up. It kind of sucks, but I think they're... Okay, some of them are forgetting about you. That's fine. But I like how you jumped over him. That was good. I'd be careful. Here's what's going on. So, goodness, my controller's freaking. This is fine, honestly. At first, I was like, I personally would Guardian Angel, and I'd go like to them over here, because we know the Sierra's to our left, and she can be really scary. So if you're here, you have some cover, right? You have some cover. You're behind your teammates. You could even like squeeze a little bit into here, but instead you stay back and look at this. If this Sierra's better, or if it's comp, whatever, you know, she is gonna instantly turn and look at you, because you are right here. You are the easiest target ever. So just be careful about that. See, right there. You did it the second time. That is perfect. That is exactly what I want to see. This is a very good position, Do you see how far your beam reaches? You're in a spot where there is not a ton of them at. You're behind your team. You're next to your Juno. This is a really good spot. This ult, I also think, is pretty good. You can see your Xion get pretty low. You help her out. You save her life. That was a good ult. Your Hog's stressing me out a little bit, I won't lie. I don't know why your Hog's, like, way in there, but he also can survive on his own, so... Oh, if you hear that, sorry, that's my Tamagotchi. So he died. I would not go for this res. You see what he's in the middle of? Now, granted, these types of reses could catch people off guard, and you can get them off. But your entire team, no one's supporting you right now. In all honesty, a better play, if you're comfortable with it, would be to Glock down the Sierra. And I see you're looking around a little bit. That's also good. There's a lot of awareness that comes with Mercy. So, I see this, right? Look at her health. I want to take out my Glock. I want to pistol her down if I can. I stay there for a couple seconds. If I don't kill her within that couple of seconds, what you could do is, since you're in Valk still, you could fly to his body and, like, kind of Guardian Angel, super jump, whatever, to over here for just a second. And I'm assuming your Bastion will peek out, I hope, and then I would fly back. Or you could, like, bounce back, whatever, but I would definitely take out the Glock there. I'm curious. I feel like you have to die. There's no way. Okay, so we didn't get the res off. And if we would have stuck it, we were definitely gonna die. So we got lucky again. And it's good. Here's the thing. It's good to acknowledge when you do something maybe not the best and you get away with it. It's good to acknowledge that you shouldn't do that. Because like I said, when you go against better people, it will happen. You will die. And it's good to get out of those bad habits. Even if they work, it's good to get out of the bad habits. Okay, it's good damage boost. I'd start healing him. Yep. And you, again, you have so much time. You still have 20... What? He killed himself. I am curious on... Maybe you're trying to reset here. But I think you could have reset and saved yourself and been with your team if you just came back and went over here. Oh, yeah. So... Oh, my goodness. My stuff's... Okay. I think... I'm not sure what you were thinking there, but yeah, definitely. Whenever you can, try and go back and save your life, save your team, whatever it is. Now, if there's, like, a hard reset needing to happen, that would be fine. And honestly, if there's a hard reset, I'd rather just jump off the map if I can. Because then no one else gets any, like, ult charge, whatever. So I'm not sure if you're going to be here in this last fight. But now, do you see how much time there was? And if you were here... You could help your Juno, you could help your Hog, you could help your Xion. There's a lot to help here. And you would make a difference. You absolutely make it. And that's why it's also important to play your life. Now, you don't want to do it to the point where, like, you'll never help someone out in, like, a sticky situation. But it can make the difference. Okay, so we will go for any res. That in overtime can work. I want to see this, assess the situation though. You have a Xion you could have healed, right? Actually, I want to know a little bit before that too. Okay, so instead of resing, you might have won this if you heal your Xion. Damage boost her, damage boost your Bastion. There is a world where that works. Because he gets a pick. He gets a pick and there's 3 people left. The Ram is getting low. He only has a Lucio. If you play your life and try to help your team before resing, you might actually win this. So I think there's definitely good things that you do. I think making sure you're moving is really good. I think you're like almost on the right path of like maybe playing some more high ground. High ground is always good, of course, unless if like their entire team is up there and your team isn't. But if there's like open high ground, you want to try and focus on that. Playing your life, rezzing less, because a lot of times, the people that you're gonna res, they die in really, really bad spots. And that's why they died. So if you're rezzing in a bad spot, either you're just gonna die or they're just gonna die instantly. But yeah, the biggest thing I would say, work on your positioning. Play cover. Those are like the two biggest things that will really elevate your gameplay and make it easier, and it'll just feel a lot better.